Welcome to the Forgotten Food Forest. Today we will be talking about the Pulmonaria officinalis. What is it? The Pulmonaria officinalis is an edible plant that grows mostly on moist grasslands, damp woods, and hedgerows. What can this exactly be used for? The Pulmonaria officinalis is usually used in herbal teas for chest conditions and lung conditions, and is very beneficial in cases of chronic bronchitis, chronic coughs, and can also be taken to treat asthma. The photo on your left is a photo of the Pulmonaria officinalis, the lungwort plant. The Pulmonaria officinalis is found usually on limestone. They are mostly white and their main bloom time is in the late spring to mid-spring. They usually grow in clumps or rosettes. These plants are covered in hair and in bare glands. Although these hairs aren't noticeable from far away, when you look at them up close, they have little tiny hairs that make them into this fuzzy texture form. This plant has another name called lungworts, or Mary's tears, or Our Lady's milk drops. Lungworts, or the other names I have just mentioned, are evergreen herbaceous perennials. What are the physical characteristics of a lungwort? The lungwort is usually mostly in its leaf stage all year and don't flower until March to May. The seeds ripen also usually from May to June. The lungwort, or Mary's tears, is a species of hermaphrodite, meaning it has both male and female organs. And just like most plants, it is pollinated by bees and flies. Lungwort is also known to attract wildlife. This plant prefers most soil and is noted to tolerate droughts. This plant is also very common in most people's gardens, so the fact that no one knows that we can eat these is probably mind-boggling to scientists and to people that know a lot about plants. Edible uses for lungworts. Although we have covered this in the beginning slide, this is a more detailed in-depth on how and more detailed on what exactly you can use the lungworts, Pulmonaria officinalis, or Mary's tears, whatever you would like to call it. As many know or don't know, the lungwort is edible. The edible part of the plant is mostly the leaves. You can eat them raw or cooked. They are usually used in herbal teas for lung conditions in cases of whooping coughs. Due to the hair on the outside, though, it is rarely eaten from the stem as it is, and the bland flavor it has. So usually people would shave off or not eat the flower and mostly eat the leaves, which is common. And as said here, the leaves are used mostly for teas. And it has been proven to be extremely beneficial to those with, as said here, whooping cough, lung conditions. Although it can't cure things like cystic fibrosis, it can cure what the least severe lung conditions. It is also slowly spreading. As it said, it's mostly not in its bloom time most of the year. It's only towards the end of the year that it is in bloom time. And that's all for the Forgotten Food Forest on this week's episode, the Pulmonaria officinalis. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good